Good evening, everyone. As Chairman of the Board of the An Post Irish Book Awards, I'm delighted to welcome you to our gala dinner and awards ceremony for this, the 18th annual celebration of the written word in Ireland. We are fortunate to have some of the finest writers with us this evening, and I'm sure we would all like to congratulate them on their nominations in the usual fashion. So I'd like to ask you to salute their achievements, please. All of us in this industry have worked so hard to grow the awards from their modest beginnings to the literary centrepiece they've become today. And we're immensely proud of what we've achieved through a broad coalition of readers, writers, publishers, sponsors, booksellers and librarians. One person who was instrumental in this success was our former chairman, John Tracy of International Education Services, who sadly passed away earlier this year. John was one of the founders of these awards and a long-standing supporter of the Irish book trade. But above all, he was a dear friend to many of us, and he will be sadly missed, especially on a night like tonight. With these awards, the quality of the books is a given. Each year we know there will be wonderful work from experienced writers and always fresh talent bursting through to challenge them. I would like to thank all of you, along with our fantastic partners An Post, for creating a platform and a context to help these authors share their work with the widest possible audience. The votes are in, the names are in the envelopes, and after dinner our wonderful host, Miriam O'Callaghan, will introduce the winners in the 21 categories. Finally, before we settle down to dinner, let me introduce Debbie Byrne, An Post Managing Director Retail, who's going to say a few words. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to the An Post Book of the Year Awards. And I think you'll agree that the style and glamour, the staging, the venue is befitting of any red carpet event that you'd see internationally. On behalf of An Post, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all the publishers here in the room, to the booksellers and to the authors, and in particular to the publishers who've travelled here from the UK. I hope you enjoy your night in Dublin. And I hope you continue to support Irish authors as the talent emerges. This year, we've launched a new category called Other Voices. And this really is for writers who often don't have a voice. And this year, we've invited entries from the Ukrainian community in Ireland. And we've been overwhelmed by the number of entries that we've received and the quality of the entries. And I'm delighted to extend a really warm welcome to the Ukrainian ambassador to Ireland, Lariska Gerasko. I hope I haven't murdered the pronunciation on that. So welcome, Ambassador. We're really delighted that you could join us. In a world that moves at really quite a relentless pace, and where the news headlines are full of war, climate change, the ability to escape into a captivating book not only offers great enjoyment, relaxation and escapism, but it also broadens our knowledge. It challenges our perspectives. And really, it's through the pages of books that we can gain insights on diverse social issues, on world histories, cultures, and new ideas. And through this, it helps to foster a more enlightened and interconnected society. And this helps shape our world and the lives of our children. So I hope that tonight's celebration and showcase of really extraordinary Irish talent inspires us all to continue to foster a love of books and to read more and go on that journey of discovery. So let's eat. And timekeeping is normally really tight and on time. So at 9 o'clock, we'll be handing you over to the fabulously talented Miriam O'Callaghan, who will kick off the award ceremony. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the An Post Irish Book Awards. Now please, welcome your host for tonight, Miriam O'Callaghan.
Díomh go léir agus cuireann fáilte roid an mór ócóid seo, agus tá sulla go mhaine sibh talamh osán ihe. Ladies and gentlemen, authors, publishers, booksellers, librarians and sponsors, you're very welcome to the 18th Annual An Post Irish Book Awards. I'm Miriam O'Callaghan and I'll be your host for the evening. Providing the music for the very first time are the wonderful Camembert Quartet, led by the irrepressible, multi-talented Paddy Cullivan. Let's give them a nice bull of off. Well, look, tonight, I think we come together in a spirit of camaraderie, mutual respect, to reaffirm our faith in the literary culture of Ireland and to present the glittering prizes to the award winners in 21 separate categories. It's actually been another outstanding year for Irish books, a year which saw a third of the Booker Prize longlist and shortlist places occupied by Irish authors. To the polls, Murray and Lynch, we wish you so well on Sunday when the Booker winner is announced. But look, tonight we have comparable but no less important business to take care of. So let's get started with the first award. It's the Journal.ie Best Irish Published Book of the Year, which seeks to reward not just the content of a book, but the whole publishing package. Sleek in appearance and full of substance, these are the books you may be gifting to friends and family this Christmas. Here are the nominations.
The Journal.ie Best Irish Published Book of the Year. A Nation is Born by Michael B. Barry and John O'Byrne. A Place to Play by Humphrey Kelleher. Sunday Miscellany, edited by Sarah Binchy. Chasa Ross Gaeilge Béarla, Irish-English Thesaurus by Gary Bannister. The Lamplighters of the Phoenix Park by Donal Fallon with Frank and James Flanagan. Wild Ireland by Karsten Krieger.
Well, presenting the award is the fab Susan Daly, editor at the Journal.ie. Susan.
Thank you, Miriam. The winner of the Journal.ie Best Irish Published Book of the Year is Sunday Miscellany, a selection 2018 to 2023, edited by Sarah Binchy.
Thank you very much. This is such a surprise. I've been taken aback. There are 150 people I have to thank. I won't thank them by name, but there are 150 contributors to this book, and they're contributors to Sunday Miscellany, which is one of the jewels in the crown of the RTE Radio 1 schedule. And we are just so honoured on their behalf. Thank you.
Woo! Oh, thanks, Susan and Sarah. And actually, as someone who's worked with Sarah, she's a remarkable producer, a beautiful person. I'm thrilled for you. Well done, Sarah Binchy. Next up tonight is the Dubray Books Non-Fiction Book of the Year. Biographers and historians deal in facts and real events, but no less than the novelist. They must invest their stories with the ring of truth and the power of persuasion. Some wonderfully persuasive books have made the shortlist this year. So let's take a look at the nominations.
Dubray Non-Fiction Book of the Year. A Thread of Violence by Mark O'Connell. Cracking the Case by Christy Mangan. Dirty Linen by Martin Doyle. Rough Beast by Maria Cahill. The Long Game by Aoife Moore. Who Really Owns Ireland by Matt Cooper.
Well, presenting the Non-Fiction Book of the Year tonight is Dubray Managing Director Maria Dickinson.
The winner of the Dubray Non-Fiction Book of the Year is A Thread of Violence by Mark O'Connell.
Thank you so much. I do have quite a few people to thank, but I don't really have a speech as such. I just have a list of names. Maybe I'll say other stuff as I go along, but I just have written down, people who I should not forget. Thanks so much to the Irish Book Awards. Thank you to everyone who's come over from London, from my publisher Granta today, to Prue Rallinson, to Laura Barber, my editor, who was here for a few minutes and had to head to the airport, to Anne Meadows, who worked on the book, did amazing work on the book, to Carolina, who's here as well, my amazing agent who got me through some really quite tough times with this book. Thank you to Bella Lacey as well, to Declan Heaney for his amazing work here on the publicity, to Colin Midson, and yeah, just I'm very pleased. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Well done, Mark. Congratulations, and thank you, Maria. Well, that brings us to the Bookstation Lifestyle Book of the Year. Books on lifestyle, wellness and the environment, they've become hugely popular in recent years, probably rightly so, because I suppose these are the sort of books that help us to make sense of for what is often an increasingly stressful world. Here are the nominations.
Bookstation Lifestyle Book of the Year. From Mallinhead to Mizenhead by Joanne Donnelly and illustrated by Louise Nocton. Glow by Georgie Crawford. Home is Where the Start Is by Richard Hogan. It's Probably Your Hormones by Dr. Mary Ryan, illustrated by Derry Dillon and ghostwritten by Jennifer Stevens. The Hike Life by Rosanna Purcell. This Is My Sea by Miriam Mulcahy.
And presenting the award is Joan Glavey, Bookspire at Bookstation.
The winner of the Bookstation Lifestyle Book of the Year is The Hike Life by Roz Purcell.
I feel like I might cry. This book took so long to make. And I really want to thank my publishers, Black and White, because this book was due a long time ago. And they kept going with me. And it took 3 years. And I'd also like to thank my agent and my best friend, Nora Miller, who checked in on the progress of the book without being too forceful for the last few years. And of course, all the photographers who were involved. It was a huge project. And lastly, to the Irish Book Awards and Bookstation for this incredible event. And it's not very often I get emotional, but it's such a prestigious award to win. So I really am so thankful. So thank you.
Well done to Roz, and thank you, Joan. Well, our next award is the Cookbook of the Year. It was that great Irishman, George Bernard Shaw, who said, "There's no sincerer love than the love of food." But he might have added the love of a good cookbook is no less sincere. 6 gorgeous Irish cookbooks have made the shortlist. Let's look at the nominations.
Cookbook of the Year. Board of Lunch by Nathan Anthony. Flavour by Mark Moriarty and Photography by Cleanna Prendergast. Home Kitchen by Donald Skeen. Paradiso by Dennis Cotter. Spicebox by Sunil Guy and edited by Kristen Jensen. The Gathered Table, compiled by Gather and Gather Ireland.
Well, presenting the award tonight is a previous winner of the award, influencer James Kavanagh.
The winner of Cookbook of the Year is Flavour by Mark Moriarty.
Wow. Thank you so much. I know that you probably heard a bit tonight, but this is absolutely amazing. A couple of people to thank. I'd first of all like to thank all the team at Gill, to Sarah, Fiona and everyone in the office for being so amazing to work with and put me through my paces in creating the book. Particularly to Cleanna, who photographed it, amazing photographer from Connemara, to John and Orla, who styled it. I'd like to thank very much and make a mention to the other people who are in the category. So to Sunil, to Mark and the team at Gather and Gather, to Donald, to Nathan Anthony, to Dennis Cotter, amazing chef from Paradiso. And I hope I haven't missed anyone there. It's the more writing we have on food in our industry, it's really important going forward, so it's great to just be here. And lastly, on Post Irish Book Awards and everyone here, this is an amazing industry. I come from the restaurant industry and the chefs, and we all try to get along. Sometimes we don't, but the brilliance of meeting everyone here and been around the country the last few weeks and meeting booksellers and people bookshops. It's amazing to be a small part of your industry now, and look forward to many more years of that to come. So thank you very much. Cheers.
Thanks a million, James, and congratulations to Mark, our serious rising star in the culinary world. Next up is the Eason Sports Book of the Year in association with Ireland AM. Why is sport so important to us Irish? At times it may seem relatively trivial, but at the same time, nothing lifts the spirit of us as a nation like sporting success. And boy, do we love to read about it. Here are the nominations.
Eason Sports Book of the Year in association with Ireland AM. Born to be a Footballer by Liam Brady. In the Blood by Pat Spillane and ghostwritten by Michael Moynihan. Sport in Modern Irish Life by Paul Rouse. The Grass Ceiling by Emer Ryan. This is the Life by Kieran Murphy. Underwater by Claire Walsh.
And presenting the award tonight is Linda Lappin, Bookspire at Eason.
And the winner of the Eason Sports Book of the Year in association with Ireland AM is The Grass Ceiling by Emer Ryan.
Thank you so much. First of all, I just want to say how honoured I am to be shortlisted in this category alongside incredible sporting legends and brilliant writers and storytellers in Kieran, Paul, Claire, Liam and Pat. It's an honour to be listed alongside you. I'd like to thank my agent, Lucy Luck. I'd like to thank Kevin Barry and Olivia Smith for commissioning the essay that led to this book. I'd like to thank Isolde Howlett for the wonderful title. I'd like to thank everyone at Penguin Sandy Cove, especially Brendan Barrington, who's just been such a great co-pilot in this project, and to Michael McLaughlin and Cleona Lewis as well for all the support. To my partner Cal and my stepkid Seb, thank you so much guys for the support, and to my family in Tip, all the Ryans, especially Seamus and Burr. And finally, I'd like to dedicate this to all sportswomen, but especially to my teammates in Moneygall and St. Finbarrs. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Emer, and thanks to Linda. Well, our next category is the Bookselling Ireland Biography of the Year. In the words of a famous critic, the best biographies should sing the strangeness and variety of the human experience. The 6 books nominated for this award sing out loud and clear, and in the process, they exemplify the triumph of hope over adversity. The nominations are
Bookselling Ireland Biography of the Year. A Woman in Defence by Karina Malloy and ghostwritten by Catherine Rogers. Finucane and Me by John Clark. Madhouse by PJ Gallagher. Poor by Katrina O'Sullivan. Raised by the Zoo by Jerry Creighton and ghostwritten by Louise Ní Creadán. We Need to Talk by Dr. Tony Houlihan.
Well, presenting the award tonight is the chair of Bookselling Ireland, Dawn Behan.
The winner of the Bookselling Ireland Biography of the Year is Poor by Katrina O'Sullivan.
Wow, thank you so much. Can I just put this down?
Yeah.
I'm actually really nervous. I feel a bit emotional as well. Just thank you so much for the award. When I was writing this memoir, it was really hard, not just because my story is full of trauma and triumph, but also it was just the insecurity of actually writing. I didn't know how. I knew 3 things. I wanted to be real, because poverty is hard. I wanted it to be beautiful, and I wanted it to be really, really successful. Thank you. I just want to say thank you to 3 people who made that possible. Patricia from Sandy Cove Penguin. She found me and she let me be me. And even if it meant I was telling her off all the time for not stocking enough books or demanding all of the knowledge about publishing. Lisa, my editor, she just turned my words into beauty and she tamed my rambling. And then Lara, who just spent all the time with me through publicity, telling me I was fantastic and giving me all the support I needed to be able to tell my story eloquently. Finally, just Dave, the kids, who just continually remind me that I'm a wife and a mother and that's it. And then finally, just to my parents who are not with us, and I love you and thank you. Oh. Thank you.
Congratulations, Katrina, and thank you to Dawn. Well, we come now to the Bob Hughes Lifetime Achievement Award, which honours the true greats of Irish literature. Tonight's honoree will join the Hall of Fame of Irish writers, household names like Heaney, McGahern, O'Brien and Binchy, whose distinguished bodies of work have left an indelible mark on the culture. This year's recipient is widely admired both here and internationally. And in this short tribute video, we'll hear some of the reasons why.
Roy has great storytelling powers, a keen ear for a multitude of voices, and a bold, lucid grasp of historical context. He always pays attention to the particular, the complicated, the contradictory.
Roy has had a huge impact. It's very important to recognise his role in British academia. He's always been extraordinarily generous with his time. He's supervised more than 30 PhD students in Oxford alone. His book, Modern Ireland, quite rightly has become the canonical text on modern Irish history. I think the book is hugely important because of the timing when it was published, sort of in the later 1980s, and the political controversies at the time, but also from a historiographical point of view, because it sort of served as a myth buster. So it's very much written against the romanticising nationalism of the time, and shows that Irish history is a lot more complex and a lot more interesting than would be suggested in these reductionist versions of nationalist tales about the Irish past.
In his biography of Yeats, Roy wanted, he said, to restore the sense of a man involved in life and in history, notably in the history of his country at a time of exceptional flux and achievement. And he set out to do this without idealizing him or making Yeats into an exemplary monument.
You need someone who's able to say this single individual was able to live in these many ways in these years while also writing poetry. And of course, he becomes, especially I think in the second volume, a really good critic of the poems themselves. So you can just imagine trying to sift this material first and then trying to create a narrative from it that I think did justice to the sort of myriad-minded nature of Yeats.
Roy has quite literally fostered me for the last 8 years. Without him, my book, The Irish Assassins, wouldn't exist. He's also a wonderful friend, a soulmate. We share a passion for the sea, we love gardening. He's a bon vivant, and so he's in his element in Normandy, where he and Aisling now spend much of their time. I can just see Roy braving the Atlantic rollers, raking up seaweed for his raspberry canes, and yet, for all that, Ireland still infiltrates his life. He will always be the quintessential liberal Irishman, and so it's no wonder that he's being honoured here tonight.
The thing about Roy Foster is it's not that he's a historian, although he is a magnificent historian, it's that he's a writer. He has a prose style which is engaging, which is elegant, which is actually very respectful of the reader. He doesn't write for fellow historians. You know, he writes for a general public.
It's a question of writing intelligently, and it's a question of writing clearly. And if you get a book like Vivid Faces, which is the book about the 1916 rebellion, this is a really important book because it does offers an entire new way of looking at that generation. What about lifestyle? Did they live in a different way coming up to the rebellion? Did they love in a different way? Did they see sexuality in a different way? He made it modern in a way that no one else had thought of doing so. For me, that book was an eye-opener. Just changed the entire way I could look at a figure like Pearse.
In Vivid Faces, he argues that it's only through a detailed account of what he calls the unexpected lives of that extraordinary generation that the Irish Revolution can be properly understood, as opposed to generalizations or hagiography. This attention to individual complexity is his hallmark. It's what makes his short book on Seamus Heaney so deep and interesting. He makes his historical figures come into the room, and everything he writes and does is full of life.
The great writers are the ones who make us really think about ourselves. Roy Foster has been an absolutely crucial figure in making Irish people think about what does it mean to be Irish. Sometimes he's done that in ways that were difficult and controversial and unwelcome for some people, as good history should be. And I think most people realise what a great service Roy Foster's done for us in making us think about the idea of being Irish as containing a lot of different identities and a lot of contradictions.
And here to present the award, please welcome to the stage the former head of special projects at the National Archives, Katrina Crowe.
Precious object there. You've all heard the tributes paid to Roy by the eminent people in the video, so I won't go over the same ground, but I want to mention two things. Roy's influence on growing understanding of Irish history in Britain was huge. If he did nothing else, his successful penetration of the often deliberately obtuse British mind, with first, the mere idea of Irish history, and second, the nuanced and complicated version of it, espoused by him and his many students, is enough to earn him this award tonight. It's very satisfying that the chair he formerly held at Oxford has been renamed for him, the Foster Chair of Irish History. His name sits, as he did himself, at the very centre of the British and Irish history world. I also want to alert you to his superb books of essays covering multiple subjects, from Ireland's transformation in the last 30 years of the 20th century, to bad Irish biography, to the Gothic 19th century, to Mix on the Make, Irish people who made it big in Britain, the latest of whom may be Ryan Tubridy. He uses the essays to have a lot of fun. His analysis of Gerry Adams's autobiography is side-splittingly serious. His introduction to Luck and the Irish, his aforementioned look at the so-called Celtic Tiger years, begins thus, quote, "At the Fianna Fáil Ard Fheis of 1998, the party leader and Taoiseach of the Republic, Bertie Ahern, memorably observed," and we quote Bertie, "The cynics may be able to point to the past, but we live in the future." End quote. While this Spielbergian concept may have surprised some of his hearers, he was expressing the zeitgeist more profoundly than perhaps he knew. End quote. Anyone who can apply the adjective Spielbergian to Bertie is expressing the zeitgeist perfectly knowingly and promising more fun to come in the rest of the book, which is duly delivered. Roy isn't just a brilliant professional excavator of the Irish past, he's also very funny. From the interesting and vital trouble caused by modern Ireland, through the astonishing achievement of the Yeats biography, to Vivid Faces, the book which has done more than any other to humanize the revolutionary generation, and his characteristically insightful recent book on Seamus Heaney, and so much more, Roy has kept us all on our toes and challenged and delighted us in equal measure. We owe Roy Foster a great deal, not least for his constant interest in the Irish public realm and fearless capacity to espouse positions he sees to be important. His firm stance in the middle of the Irish Sea, halfway between us and them, has made him an unblinkered observer of both sides. There's no one else like him that I can think of. Enormously talented and productive, highly original, a superb archival researcher, a beautiful prose writer, a passionate believer in the importance of history, a wonderful teacher, immensely good company, and eternally youthful in every way. it is my privilege to present him with the Bob Hughes Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oliver's Army are due to stay. Oliver's Army are on the way. And I would rather be anywhere but
Well, you can only be disappointed. But I'm not. I feel as if I've died and gone to heaven. There must be brief thank yous to my wonderful agent, Peter Strauss, who is not here tonight, to my incredibly supportive publisher, Simon Winder, who is, and above all, my incomparable wife, Aisling, who is also here. Also thanks to the Irish Book Awards and to Katrina for her marvellous encomium. And I'm very proud to be accepting this, the name of Bob Hughes, a great figure in Irish publishing. And one final thank you. It's to my predecessors. When I look at the extraordinary list of novelists and poets who have won this prize before, I am humbled. I revere the work of every single one of them. But by giving this to me, a historian and essayist, I think the Irish Book Awards have recognised there is another tradition in Irish literature, which is that of the historians and the essayists, on whose shoulders I stand, and I thank them too, as well, and all of you. Thank you.
Huge congratulations to Roy, so well deserved, and thank you to Katrina. Now we come to the children's categories. I love this category. A famous children's laureate said that access to books is really our children's best hope for the future, and that's a view all of us in this room would willingly share. Still, we might sometimes wish that young readers would focus more on the host of brilliant Irish authors represented here tonight, and less on the international heavyweights who so dominate the bestseller charts. First tonight, we have the Specsavers Children's Book of the Year Junior category. Here are the nominations.
Specsavers Children's Book of the Year Junior. Kevin's in a Mood by Sarah Bowie. Standing on One Leg is Hard by Erica McGann and illustrated by Clive McFarland. The President's Dog by Peter Donnelly. The Slug and the Snail by Owen de Vardoon and illustrated by Olia Anima. 3 Tasks for a Dragon by Owen Colfer and illustrated by P.J. Lynch. Wild City by Ashwin Chacko.
Well, presenting the Children's Book of the Year Junior on behalf of the sponsors, Specsavers, is Daniel Quigley.
The winner of the Specsavers Children's Book of the Year Junior category is The President's Dog by Peter Donnelly.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank An Post and especially all the children who voted for this book. I'd especially like to thank my brilliant publisher, Gil, Nikki, Venetia, Mia, Paul, Teresa, and all the wonderful staff they have in there. A great support to me in my books over the years. Briefly, I was very honoured about 5 years ago to pick up this award. But during the summer, I was changing studio, and as I was reaching over to get some drawings, my sleeve got caught in this beautiful glass trophy, and it ended up on the floor in about 100 shards. So you can understand why I'm super honoured to win this new one. But just before I go, I'd just like to dedicate this to my mum, who passed away this year, who was my biggest fan. And listen, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, Peter. Your mum will be very proud of you tonight. And Daniel, you're staying with us. So now let's hear the nominations for the Specsavers Senior category.
Specsavers Children's Book of the Year Senior. Gods Don't Cry by Ellen Ryan and illustrated by Connor Merriman. I Am the Wind, edited by Lucinda Jacob and Sarah Webb and illustrated by Ashwin Chacko. Millie McCarthy and the Irish Dancing Disaster by Leona Ford and illustrated by Karen Hart. Sally in the City of Dreams by Judy Curtin. The Girl Who Fell to Earth by Patricia Ford. The Silver Road by Sinead O'Hart.
Okay, Daniel, tell us who the winner in this category is, please.
The winner of the Specsavers Children's Book of the Year Senior category is I Am the Wind, Irish Poems for Children Everywhere. Edited by Lucinda Jacob, Sarah Webb.
Myself, Ashwin and Lucinda are absolutely thrilled. Thank you so much to everyone who voted for us. It's been an extraordinary year for Irish children's books, and I wanted to mention everyone on the list because we were blown away to be on the shortlist, let alone to win. So I just want to mention my colleagues, friends and fellow writers, Ellen Ryan, Conor Merriman, Judy Curtin, Sinead O'Hart, Leona Ford, Karen Hart, and our laureate Nanogue, Patricia Ford. Irish children's books do not always get the same attention as other books, and I would like to say thank you to the Unpost Book Awards and to Miriam for mentioning this, and to all the booksellers and librarians who do so much to highlight Irish children's writers and illustrators. It means a huge amount to us. We set up this year an organisation, a campaign called Discover Irish Children's Books, and we would like to thank everyone for getting behind us. And due to your support and encouragement, we're going to continue next year. Try stopping us. So thank you so much. Sarah.
We would like to thank our fabulous publishers, Little Island, and the dream team of Matthew and Siobhan and Kate and Elizabeth. And you can see I'm not used to being here. Niall and Emma. And it has been a privilege and a real pleasure working with you all. It has been a labour of love, and we really want to thank all the librarians, academics and the children's book people who love children's poetry, who have helped us along the way, a number of academics as well. And we, of course, want to thank all our wonderful poets who have so willingly allowed us to include their poems in our book, I Am the Wind. So thank you all.
I would first thank God for the blessings He has given over my life, and then Lucinda and Sarah for trusting me with illustrating this book, for my parents for obviously fostering the creativity in me, my wife for my support, and my kids for pushing me to pursue my curiosity. Thank you all.
Congratulations, Lucinda, Sarah and Ashwin, and thank you, Daniel. And finally, in the Young Readers categories, we come to the International Education Services Teen Young Adult Book of the Year. It's in memory of the great John Tracy, our former chairman who sadly died earlier this year. Here are the nominations.
International Education Services Teen and Young Adult Book of the Year in honour of John Tracy. 1,000,001 by Adiba Jaigirdar. Black and Irish by Leon Diop and Brianna Fitzsimmons, and illustrated by Jessica Lewis. Daughter of Winter and Twilight by Helen Corcoran. Something Terrible Happened Last Night by Sam Blake. What Walks These Halls by Amy Clarkin. Wise Creatures by Deirdre Sullivan.
And presenting the award tonight is John's son, Jonathan Tracy, MD of International Education Services.
And the winner of the International Education Services Teen and Young Adult Book of the Year, in honour of John Tracy, is Black and Irish Legends. Thank you. Hi. So delighted. So delighted. Well done, guys. Well.
Oh my God, I don't know where to start. I think when we first found out we were shortlisted, we heard about all the other strong books that were nominated, and we didn't think that we stood a chance. No. So I don't think we prepared too much. But we want to say a massive thank you to An Post for having us. You know, to everyone who voted for us, our community, it's absolutely incredible. To the people who worked on the book, you know, we had Niall, we had Ada Tunji, Jessica Louis, the illustrations were incredible. We have Peter O'Connell, the absolute man, the myth, the legend. We had Conor Hackett as well. We have to say a massive thanks to our publisher as well, Little Island Books, the team there, Kate, Elizabeth, and another man, myth and legend, Matthew Parkinson Bennett, who has the patience of a saint. I think he'll be canonised at the end of the century for, you know, putting up with me, essentially. But I want to say a massive thanks to Brianna as well. To be honest, it's been incredible working with you on this book. I'll wrap this up very quickly, but you know, I think we definitely have to thank the people who contributed to the book as well, who had the bravery to share their stories, to our families, my wonderful fiancée Katie Deegan, who loved me throughout this book, and you know, definitely at times when I shouldn't have been. Another saint. But yeah, my parents, brother, sisters. Brianna, if you want to say a couple of things as well.
Everybody that Leon just thanked. And then I suppose my husband Paul and my kids, Gwen and Izzy, love you. And thank you so much for bearing with me while we were working on this book. And to the legends and trailblazers and everyday heroes that are in the pages, thank you so much for letting us tell your stories. We hope we did you proud. Yeah. And to all the kids who are reading the book already, and to all the teachers who are supporting this book in the schools, thank you so, so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Leon, Brianna and Jessica, and thank you, Jonathan. Now we come to the An Post Bookshop of the Year. John Updike gave us a tremendously evocative image when he spoke of bookshops spitting light onto the sidewalks, civilising their neighbourhoods. Irish bookshops spill light and wisdom into our communities, and they're hugely appreciated because of it. 6 of the best shops were chosen for the shortlist of the An Post Bookshop of the Year, and they are:
An Post Bookshop of the Year, Bridge Books, Dromore; Bridge Street Books, Wicklow; Halfway Up the Stairs, Greystones; Lieber, Sligo; Maynooth Bookshop, Maynooth; O'Mahony's Booksellers, Limerick.
And presenting the award is Cyril McGrain, Director of International Trade at An Post Commerce. Cyril, thanks so much for being here.
The winner for the An Post Bookshop of the Year is Halfway Up the Stairs in Greystones, Wicklow.
Thank you so much. I'm absolutely flabbergasted, and all the words have just gone straight out of my head. Thank you so much, An Post, for this incredible award. It means so much. So much has gone into setting up a bookshop, a children's bookshop, and I couldn't have done it without so many people, without my team, Sarah, Mariel, Amanda and Kathleen. They're just incredible, such passionate children's booksellers. To everybody who supported and believed in my dream, especially my family, to the incredible children's book community out there, everybody who's embraced us, who embraced the whole idea, the authors, the illustrators, so many of you who are here in the room today, to the publishers, to the bookshops, and Children's Books Ireland. Congratulations to the other 5 bookshops. You're all amazing, and I just can't believe that we've won. And I just want to say children's books are at the heart of everything that we do, and it's an honour to be able to put such incredible books into their hands. So thank you. Have I forgotten anyone?
Well done.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Congratulations to Trish and her team at Halfway Up the Stairs. And thanks a million, Cyril. Well, look, at this point in the evening, we're going to pause for a moment to remember 3 friends of the Irish literary community who passed away in the last year. Yes, Jay Garev Ahanamacha. Well, our next award is the Last Word Listener's Choice Award, hosted by the fabulous Matt Cooper. The Last Word has become essential listening for book lovers keen to learn about what's happening in the world of Irish books. Interesting guests, great books, and a challenging host. You'll find them all on The Last Word. Here are the nominations.
The Last Word Listener's Choice Award. Juno Loves Legs by Carol Geary. Poor by Katrina O'Sullivan. Social Capital by Aoife Barry. Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. The Grass Ceiling by Emer Ryan.
And here to present the award is Matt Cooper.
And the winner of the Last Word Listener's Choice Award is Poor by Katrina O'Sullivan.
Wow. I'm going to put it down again. I suppose this means more in some ways because it's the listeners. I have spent, since May, my book came out May 25th or 26th, and I have been inundated with love from Ireland. As a 7-year-old, if you have read my book, I've been on every station now at this point, so you must have heard something. I had a really hard childhood, and at age 7, I lost hope. And I've spent a lifetime trying to return back to that child. And in this last 26 weeks, I have felt more love and affection from the Irish people, and it's kind of restored some hope and faith for that little girl. So I'm really grateful for that. I'd just like to mention as well, Cian from Maynooth Bookshop. I know they didn't win, but having people around you who really support you. Cian has travelled around the country with me, selling books and trying to just promote my story. So I know you didn't win, Cian, but I really appreciate everything that the bookshop, the booksellers have done for me in my journey. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again, Katrina. Your second award of the night for your wonderful book, so well deserved. Thanks so much to Matt. Well, our next award tonight is the First na Gaeilge Irish Language Fiction Book of the Year. It celebrates the central role of the Irish language and what it plays in the literary life of our nation. Here are the nominations.
Forras na Gaeilge Irish Language Fiction Book of the Year Award. Ag dul I bhfad le Alan Tipley. Béal na Péiste le Fintan de Brún. Cealach le Diarmaid Johnson. Imrim agus scéalta eile le Róisín Ní Bhfuil. Sa fóil báite le Anna Hussev.
And presenting the award is broadcaster, journalist and podcaster Sinead Ní Uallacháin.
Leabhar Fiction Gaeilge na Bliana, sponsored by Forras na Gaeilge, nó Imram agus scéalta eile le Róisín Ní Bhfuil.
Words are going to desert me in both languages. I'm absolutely delighted to accept this award. Forras na Gaeilge leis na Máltarí agus le pobl na Gaeilge. My thanks to Forras na Gaeilge, the judges, and of course the Irish language community. My thanks to my brilliant publisher, Avelodge, to Anna Gilabregia and Michal and O'Donnell and Kevin O'Scally, who worked on the book. Es anar bhóra an seo an nacht leis na scríbhneoirí eile seo I will do it till It's a great pleasure and a joy to be here tonight with the other writers in the category who I think all deserve a gong. Gurumila Mohigut.
Cógáirdeachas Roishags Míle Buíochas Sinead. Well, next up is the Listowel Writers' Week Poem of the Year. We are an unashamed nation of poetry lovers. We understand that emotion recollected in tranquility is not just high-flown rhetoric, but part of who we all are. The Poem of the Year was open to any poem published in a collection or journal, and 4 fine poets have made the shortlist. Here are the nominations.
Listowel Writers' Week Poem of the Year. A Legacy to 7 Men I've Loved by Audrey Malloy. Lullaby Before Leaving by Theodore Depp. Table 2 by Owen Gallagher. Vectors in Kabul by Mary O'Donnell.
And presenting this award tonight is Simone Langman, Festival Manager of Listowel Writers' Week. You're very welcome, Simone. And who is your winner in this category tonight?
Thank you, Miriam. The winner of Listowel Writers' Week Poem of the Year is Vectors in Kabul by Mary O'Donnell.
Well, thank you very much. I am so delighted to receive this award. Sorry, I have laryngitis, but I would like to thank, first of all, the judges at Listowel Writers' Week, and indeed Writers' Week Listowel for its existence. I'd like to thank everybody who voted for me, and finally I'd like to thank my darling husband, Martin, who's with me all the way in nearly everything I do. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mary, and thank you, Simone. Well, the writer Neil Gaiman said that short stories were their tiny windows into other worlds, journeys you can make to the far side of the universe and still be back in time for dinner. Each of the short stories on the Writing.ie shortlist, well, it opens a tiny window into another world. The nominations are
Writing.ie Short Story of the Year. In the Same Darkness by Jennifer McMahon. Peace Process by Barbara Beyer. Such a Pretty Face by Moira Fowley. The Island by Olivia Kiernan. The Story of Elizabeth by Celia Dufresne. Wales by Thomas Morris.
And presenting the Writing.ie Short Story of the Year is the founder of Writing.ie, Vanessa Fox O'Loughlin.
The winner of the Writing.ie Short Story of the Year is Such a Pretty Face by Moira Fowley.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Unpost Irish Book Awards, to Writing.ie, to the judges and to the voters. It's an honour to even have been shortlisted alongside such talent with this story about a lesbian serial killer who peels off her ex's faces to wear as her own. So my hugest thanks to my agent, Claire Wilson, to my editor, Federico Ardernino, and the team at WNN and Hachette Ireland, to my parents and siblings and my best friend Jess, all of whom learned a lot more than they probably wanted to about body horror, to my children, who thankfully won't be old enough to read this for a very, very long time, and to my girlfriend Emma, whose face I promise never to peel off. Oh. Thank you.
Congratulations, Moira, and thanks a million, Vanessa. Well, this year, An Post launched a new prize in recognition of the number of Ukrainian refugees now living here with us in Ireland. Irish-based Ukrainian writers aged 16 or over were invited to compose a short story, an essay or a poem in either English or Ukrainian, describing their experiences of flight, exile and resettlement. New Voices, the An Post Writing Prize, it elicited quite an extraordinary response. Over 120 entries were received and the 6 shortlisted authors are with us tonight. Let's meet them.
New Voices, the An Post Writing Prize, 3,465 Days by Anna Hodovichenko. The Way from War to Peace, The Valley of Gratitude by Boris Koval. Ode to Volunteers by Ludmila Boitko. Memories License by Olya Kitik. The Leap by Tetanya Petruchanova. The Border by Valeria Shmirova.
Now to present the prize, please give a very warm welcome to a really extraordinary CEO actually, the CEO of An Post, David McRedmond, and Larisa Garasko, the Ukrainian ambassador to Ireland.
And before I announce the winner, my good friend, the ambassador, would like to say a few words.
Thank you, David. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is truly an honor to be here alongside distinguished CEO of An Post, David, to announce the winner of the New Voices, the An Post Writing Prize. This prize, born from the partnership between Ukraine and Ireland, is designed to provide a platform for Ukrainians in Ireland to share their stories, particularly those that reflect the resilience and courage amidst the challenges of war. War is a chapter in history that leaves a strong mark on individuals, families, and nations. And through literature, we have the ability to give a voice to untold narratives, capture emotions, and bridge the gaps that separate us. This prize aims to empower the Ukrainian community in Ireland to articulate their experiences, express their hopes and dreams, and contribute to the rich tapestry of cultural exchange that defines our bilateral relationship. And I want to express my deepest gratitude to An Post for their commitment to supporting the Ukrainian community, fostering creativity and providing a platform for voices that may otherwise remain unheard. Gura Mahagud, thank you so much. Дякую.
Thank you, and I should say that thanks to the wonderful Mags O'Reilly from An Post, who is the organiser of these awards, and she has put together the short stories in a book. They're all in each of your goodie bags, called The Border, and it's a remarkable read. It might be something to do to read before you go to bed tonight. So the winner of New Voices, the An Post Writing Prize, is The Border by Valeria Shmirova.
It's a great joy and a great honor, but of course I would prefer to stay in Ukraine, never visit this beautiful country and never have this award. Because the reason why I am here is very sad indeed. It's a war. But things are as they are. So I'm happy today as I can be happy in these circumstances. Many thanks to Ireland, to its government, to people of Ireland for everything they have done and they are doing for us. It's invaluable. We are in a big debt. Thank you.
Wow. We will let Valeria know that standing ovation happened for her. And it's a privilege, I think, for all of us in this room to have someone of her quality in our country. We are privileged. We're in the home straight now, folks. Don't worry. So fill your glasses for the few remaining awards. The first of which is the Irish Independent Crime Fiction Book of the Year. Here in Ireland, look, crime writing, it's thriving like never before. Let's take a look at the nominations.
Irish Independent Crime Fiction Book of the Year. Kill for Me, Kill for You by Steve Kavanagh. No One Saw a Thing by Andrea Mara. Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. The Close by Jane Casey. The Lockup by John Banville. The Trap by Catherine Ryan Howard.
And presenting the Irish Independent Crime Fiction Book of the Year tonight is the Editor-in-Chief of Media House Ireland, Cormac Burke.
The winner of the Irish Independent Crime Fiction Book of the Year is Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent.
I'm kind of blown away. I'm just really so grateful to An Post for sponsoring these awards, to Penguin for supporting me, my editor Patricia Deavy, Cleena Lewis, Prina Gadher, who's over here from the UK. She's the boss's boss, and Tom Weldon, who's the boss's boss's boss, and all of the fantastic people in Penguin who've been so supportive to me, to my mentor and friend Marianne Gunn O'Connor, my agent, to my best friend, lover, husbandager, Richard McCulloch. And Sally Diamond was written at such a strange time. It was COVID and everybody was locked down, and my dad died during that year, but we buried him in a completely normal way. Thank you so much, everybody. Please read the other nominees that are shortlisted with me, because they're all fantastic books and they all deserve to be read too. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And actually, since Liz mentioned her fine husband, I worked for many years with Richard in RT. A nicer guy you could not meet, so she did well. Anyway, the penultimate award is the National Book Tokens Popular Fiction Book of the Year. Year after year, our popular fiction writers, look, they power the engine really that drives the Irish book industry. And this is always a hotly contested category. Here are the nominations.
National Book Tokens Popular Fiction Book of the Year. Aisling Ever After by Emer McLysaght and Sarah Breen. Camino Royale by Rosso Carl Kelly. My Hot Friend by Sophie White. Queen Bee by Ciara Geraghty. The Last Lifeboat by Hazel Gaynor. The Lodgers by Ethna Shortall.
And presenting this award tonight is Bob Johnston, formerly an IBA board member and proprietor of the Gutter Bookshops. Bob is moving on, as many of you know, from book selling after a long and incredibly illustrious career. So let's show our appreciation for one of the trade's greatest stalwarts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And now, Bob, are you ready to tell us the winner?
I am. The winner of the National Book Tokens Popular Fiction Book of the Year is My Hot Friend by Sophie White.
Best shoes ever.
Now, no, because like the confidence I had that I wouldn't need to walk anywhere in front of anyone, I wore the stupidest shoes that have ever been crafted. So I'm really shocked. Thank you so much to Unpost Irish Book Awards. I'm really amazed. Like, shit, I can't believe I'm up here now. Again, the great confidence of just not even thinking about this. Okay, sorry. I really want to thank Ciara Dorley, my editor at Hachette Ireland. She's just such an amazing collaborator, and I wouldn't be the novelist I am without you. And truly, thank you for everything. Really want to thank my agent, Hannah Simons, who actually made the trip over. And like for the last week, me and my mum have been like, oh God, Tanner is coming. Like, this is going to be such a wasted trip. And thank you so much to Joanna Smith and Elaine Egan at Hachette Ireland as well. You guys are amazing. And I also just have so many friends and colleagues in this room that like I can't even begin. Like everyone at the Sunday Independent, thank you so much for giving me a job. It's hard to make a living as a writer in Ireland. Love you guys. Thank you so much to Emer McLeod, who is truly one of my absolute best friends, and Sarah Breen. And I think we all know that Emer and Sarah like kicked the absolute arse out of Irish women's fiction when they brought Aisling to life, and they have been doing an amazing job for Irish publishing. And thank you so much to everyone who's in the category, and my mother who's here, and Mary O'Sullivan, and my Aunt Anne who's also here, and my dad actually, who I'm wearing his watch. He is not here, but I love him, and he was a great storyteller, and I'm going on now. Thank you to my husband, Seb, Rufus, Arlo and Sonny are my kids. They keep me writing because I need to just really get away from them. Yeah. Like, they're all under 9, and I think there was something else. Oh yeah, sorry. My Hot Friend, it's a book that's about suicide in a lot of ways, and I just wanted to dedicate this award to everyone who works in the psychiatric services in Ireland. I definitely wouldn't be alive without them, and thank you to everyone in John of God's summer 2020. What a time it was, guys.
Anyway, next up is the Sunday Independent Newcomer of the Year. It's always one of the most satisfying categories because it kind of instills a sense of great optimism about the future of our literary tradition. Every year, 6 talented debutantes emerge to declare their talent and to demonstrate the continuity of that tradition. Let's take a look at the nominations.
Sunday Independent Newcomer of the Year. Close to Home by Michael McGee. Cala by Colin Walsh. The Celestial Realm by Molly Hennigan. The Couples by Lauren Mackenzie. The Red Bird Sings by Aoife Fitzpatrick. Though the Bodies Fall by Noel O'Regan.
And presenting the Newcomer of the Year award is a Sunday Independent literary editor, Madeleine Keane.
The winner of the Sunday Independent Newcomer of the Year is Colin Walsh for Cala.
Jeez, it's heavy. How's it going? Thanks a million for this. Okay, yeah, I'll keep it quick. Thanks a million to my agent, Lucy. Look, none of this will be happening if it wasn't for you. You're an absolute legend, and I think a lot of Irish writers would say the same. Thanks so much to everyone at Atlantic Books. Thanks to my editor, James Roxburgh. Thanks to Kirsty. Thanks to Kate, to Felice, to Sophie, to Dave, to everyone at Atlantic. You've been brilliant to me. I want to give a special thank you to Declan Heaney and everyone at Gil Hess, who are just such amazing people to work with. And and I've done so much to bring the book to booksellers. Thanks so much to the booksellers of Ireland for embracing the Kinloch crew so much, and for the readers of Ireland who have voted for the book. I would just like to thank my parents for keeping quiet about how terrified they were that this is what I wanted to do with my life. And I thank my sister Sarah and Joe Loftus. I'd like to thank Vera Staples and Carol DeVos. And finally, I would like to thank my girlfriend Chloe and the little baby that we'll be welcoming in January. This is for you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Colin. That's so nice. Another little baby, probably another writer. And thank you, Madeleine. Next up is the Libraries Association of Ireland Author of the Year. According to the columnist Caitlin Moran, libraries are cathedrals of the mind, hospitals of the soul, theme parks of the imagination. But of course, they would be none of these without the creators of the books, the authors. This category aims to reward an Irish author who's made an outstanding contribution to the library sector in 2023. Let's take a look at the nominations.
Library Association of Ireland Author of the Year: Catherine Ryan Howard, Claire Keegan, Joseph O'Connor, Liz Nugent, Lucinda Riley, Sebastian Barry.
Well, to present the award, please welcome Eileen Morrissey, who is President of the Library Association of Ireland.
Thank you, Miriam. And the winner of the Library Association of Ireland Author of the Year is Claire Keegan.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted. I didn't have a library card for a very long time. When I got one, I used it well. Of course, I'd like to thank a whole lot of people, particularly Felicity Blunt, my agent, and Anna Stein, who are here tonight. Declan Heaney, who keeps telling me I don't really have to do anything, but he has a nice little thing lined up which I might do. And also, of course, Lauren and Alex Bowler, my editor at Faber, who also keep me busy, but also, and really most of all, my readers, the hundreds of thousands of people who have contacted me in one way or another and read my stories. So thank you so much. And also to my 40 students who are at home waiting up for me tonight. Thank you.
Congratulations, Claire, and thank you, Eileen. We've come to our final award of the evening. It's the Easton Novel of the Year. It'll come as no surprise to Irish readers that there were 4 Irish novelists on the Booker Prize long list, with 2 of those surviving to make the shortlist. All 4 are on tonight's especially expanded shortlist, alongside another 4, any one of whom would make a really deserving Booker Prize winner. Truly, these are halcyon days for the Irish novel. So for the final time this evening, let's take a look at the nominations.
Eason Novel of the Year: How to Build a Boat by Elaine Feeney, My Father's House by Joseph O'Connor, Old God's Time by Sebastian Barry, Prophet Song by Paul Lynch, So Late in the Day by Claire Keegan, Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy, The Bee Sting by Paul Murray, The Wren by Anne Enright.
And presenting the award tonight is Eason Group Head of Books, Davina Milligan.
So the winner of the Eason Novel of the Year goes to Paul Murray for Bee Sting.
Wow, thank you for this incredible honor. This is the first award I've actually won, so this is very special to me. May I say thank you to An Post, thanks to Irish Book Awards for putting this magical night together. Let me say thank you to the amazing team at Penguin in London and here in Ireland. Thank you to Cleena Lewis, thanks to Leonor, to Michael McLaughlin, thanks to Kerry Anderson. Thanks to my gifted editor, Hermione Thompson, who's here tonight. She did so much to make this book what it is. I'd like to thank my wife and my son, who aren't here, but they've spent 5 years looking at me in a tracksuit bottoms and a t-shirt, like not in a, slogging through my book. Most of all, I'd like to pay tribute to the astonishing writers on the shortlist. What an incredible wealth of talent in this country, and to the community of writers that I'm so privileged to be part of. Thanks so much.
Well, huge congratulations, Paul, and thank you, Jabina. Just some closing remarks. Tonight we've been privileged to see, as Paul said, so many of our finest writers rewarded for what they do best. They enchant readers, they take our minds off the real world problems for a while, which is very, very welcome. To all of our winners and nominees, we congratulate you and assure you that everyone at the An Post Irish Book Awards and Irish readers in general are really in awe of your talents. I want to remind you that the overall winner of the An Post Book of the Year has still to be decided. Last year, it was won by the fabulous Sally Hayden with her superlative assessment of the treatment of refugees, My Fourth Time We Drowned. And we congratulate Sally also. She just recently won Irish Journalist of the Year. The winning title this year will be unveiled on an RT television special programme on the 6th of December. And presenting that very special show is going to be my RT colleague, Oliver Callan, who's going to tell us now just a little bit more about it. Oliver?
Thank you, Miriam, and good evening to all the writers, authors, agents and hangers-on out there. Congratulations to all the winners this evening. Now, there is one final award to be handed out. It's a very prestigious one. It's the overall An Post Irish Book of the Year Award 2023. Tomorrow morning, we'll be announcing the 6 finalists after the adjudication of a panel of experts chaired by Madeleine Keane of the Sunday Independent. Then there's going to be a 1 hour long television special on RTE1 television. It's on the 6th of December 2023, just after 10:30. We're going to meet the 6 nominees and I'll be there to announce the winning author and book for 2023. So join us then. I'll leave you now to enjoy the rest of your night. Keep drinking, your country needs the taxes. And have a night you will never ever remember.
And actually, nights like this take a lot of work. I just come up and play the piano, but I would like, it's not on my script, by the way, I would like to thank Alistair Giles, Bert and Breda in the background and so many other people who've put all the work into tonight. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Thanks for listening to me. Enjoy the rest of your night. Slán agus Iarrthóir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incredibly professional, wonderful, an amazing sense of diction and incredible punctuality, Miriam O'Callaghan. Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad for the rest. Nobody does it as good as her. Baby, baby. And